Welcome to the Higher Power Podcast, where your safe zone for discovering your true self is created. We are your hosts, Frank Sieben and Jill Humphreys. Hi everyone and welcome to the Higher Power Podcast, and this is episode 28.
28, and we've got a very big, although belated, Happy New Year to say to you guys. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
We're going to fill this year with lots of different topics that hopefully we're going to get some really good things in to make this year an enriched year for you. But before we even go into that, Frank?
A higher power year.
Yeah, exactly. A higher self and higher power year. Yeah. Frank, please go into our gratitude, because I think we need to give an extra special dose out because we've been missing for a while.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking from the heart, we really are beyond grateful for all the love we've received by emails, not only for the podcast we put out, but also for the little videos and these inspirational messages we put out with music. And by the feedback we get and receive, we can see that you love what we are doing. So thanks for all the inspiration. This is really a magical journey, and we're going to continue this together with you. Thank you.
So tonight or today, wherever you are and whatever time of day it is that you're joining us here, we've got January. And for some of us, this can seem like an awful long month and very small amount of money and hardly any pay coming quickly. So it can be a time when we're all slightly depressed. The weather isn't good. Maybe you've overspent a little bit at Christmas as well. But I'm not sure if you guys know that there was a survey out there regarding the third Monday in January, which may be the saddest day. And we're going to discuss this, but we're also, as we always do, going to leave you with some really great sound bites of help. So Frank, shall we deep dive into tonight's topic?
So before we jump into our topic, I want to ask a question here. How many resolutions have you already broken for 2017? How many resolutions you couldn't stick to? That's a deep question here.
Because they do say by the 15th of the month, if it ain't going to stick, it's gone.
Yeah. And you're not alone.
No, not alone at all, because now the holidays are over. And maybe you've got this cold or cough that's hanging around, you're tired, you might be overwhelmed. But you're not alone, because, as I said, typically the third Monday of the new year is supposedly the most depressing day on the calendar. And it was started as a publicity campaign by Sky Travel. And that was obviously to make us go to blue skies, bright sunshine, and spend a lot of money on things. But it is a factor of life that the weather, there may be debt, Christmas is gone, bit of a lull, and it's a little bit low motivation, but the urgent feeling that you need to take action. But it also reflects that Monday is regarded as the worst day of the week, and many dread the prospects of returning to work.
All right, we would not be the Higher Power Podcast if we would not share some ideas and solutions we have that helped us along our way and that helped us along our journey. And actually, as a coincidence here, I just received, before we started recording the podcast, I just received a message on my phone by the Leo King, David Palmer. And this brings us to number one. It says, the harder you push right now, the more uncomfortable it will get. That's powerful.
It is very powerful, and planetary aspects. And guys, this is something actually Frank and I are going to bring more into this, because we want to talk about the spirituality of meanings and feelings and emotions. And it's strange, this is kind of divine timing to start off with this way. So, yeah, it's a time of year where we're all feeling that we should strive, push forward, do things, get things into action. And this can actually tie you up in knots. N-O-T-S. You cannot do it now. I cannot, enjoy myself. There's no sun. So let's talk about a few things that do come up when we're feeling this way. And some of them, hopefully, will enlighten you and shine the way for you to feel you're not alone in this at all. So here we go. This time of year, as I already stated, colds might be hanging around a lot more. Even that awful stomach flu that a lot of people have gone down with.
Ooh.
And sometimes you actually feel like you want to sleep in because the mornings are so dark. So you may have a headache, you may feel a little bit under the weather. But Frank, you did something today that could really help with this. Can you share that with us, please?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I listened to Deepak Chopra yesterday, and he shared an advice, and I did some research about it, and it's very simple. Treat yourself with a full spectrum light for 1 hour a day in this dark time. And I actually ordered one of these lights for myself this morning, because if I take myself back to Hamburg, that's a place where it's really dark at the moment, I can tell you that. And if you have this light, it's meant to be equivalent to healthy daylight, healthy sunlight. And it lights up to 10,000 lux. Maybe I even do a little review on YouTube, so you can check that out as well. And this should help you to wake you up in the morning and get you energized, get your body going. It should help you to be more creative and really no longer be tired when you wake up in the morning. So maybe instead of getting your coffee, you're gonna turn on the lights.
Now that is something that my mother used to suffer from quite badly, and it's called S.A.D. And it's a seasonal adjustment disorder. And it's very prominent in a lot of people that don't cope with winter. And it was such a magical help for us, because when the room was filled with light for my mother, everything shifted. Everything was better for her. She felt a lot better, because it was like, my mother loved bright sunlight anyway. She absolutely loved it. So when it was dark, my mother hated the darkness. We had one of those lights that used to start off very gently and then gradually get stronger. And by the end of it, it looked like the room was just full of beautiful, bright daylight. So it really does help, because the dopamine is something that we're really short of this time of year as well, because it's again a vitamin D when you're out and about in the sun. And we all feel better on mornings that get light at 4:30, 5:30. We're all up, running, doing our exercises because we feel good. Guess what? It's actually the light. So Frank, you will have to share what you experience with that light. I'm sure our listeners would be really interested to know.
Yeah, I will. I'm very excited, and I'm curious about this light. But what I imagine, or what I picture myself, is like I wake up and it's like putting away the curtain and the sun is shining bright. This is what I picture. But I don't know if that will be fulfilled. But let's have a look. I'm going to definitely share that within the next episode, or maybe even on YouTube.
Yeah, cool.
Because, health is the most important thing.
And if you don't start off your day in that kind of environment, it can actually spiral, because guess what, guys? Normally about 3:30, 4 o'clock, when we're in the darkness of winter, it gets dark again. So we can have a day that we're living in fake light most of the day, which isn't good for us anyway. No vitamin there, and deficiency, nothing is good really. So light, definitely food for the soul.
And this leads us to the next point, that we need to matter the most to ourselves without feeling guilty about anything. And this also includes treating ourselves with something good for us. And I started doing my green juice every day. And I know this is something that really energizes me, that gives me the energy I need for my day. And I take the time, I dedicate the time to prepare this and get the ingredients for this and really celebrate this green juice every day. And I'm so grateful I can treat myself with this.
I think that's important, especially because we may have overindulged. Christmas time, when that's gone, we always feel, I will not be able to fasten my jeans. And we actually can be really badly self-sabotaging now and really hate ourselves for maybe overindulging a little bit at Christmas. But guys, we invite you to be kinder to you, and because you matter. As Frank just said about the green juice, that is vitally important. If you want to be re-energized and you want to change some things, the first thing to do is to change what you put in your body so you get a better flow state of energy, which will help you with everything that you're trying to get through on a daily basis. Even though it's dark, all those little cellular activities inside are jumping for joy because they're each and every one of them are bathing in natural food, not processed, sugar, refined, syrups, everything that we've been exposed to over Christmas.
Totally. And one of our mentors, S.A.D, always says that you become what you eat. Well, I hope I'm not turning into kale or something now.
All I could think of then was profiteroles, Frank, because I kind of ate a lot of those over Christmas. So it kind of would have a custard centre with a coated chocolate outing. Quite interesting, but... But no, I mean, it is really important because we need to help ourselves get a little bit more into a zone of feeling better about ourselves. And it does all start with us. As Frank says, it does all start with us. And if you want to be serious about doing this, and I remember when I was doing my diet and nutrition, if we've had a habit for a long, long time, don't beat yourself up if the habit doesn't disappear overnight. That's not even possible unless you were tied down and force-fed.
Yeah. And actually this will also help you if you meditate every day. This will help you to get into a meditative state faster. This is what I noticed. I don't know if somehow I have the feeling it prepares my body for this meditative state. I'm within this meditative state like in a fraction of the time it took me to go before. It's really magical.
So I need to ask you a question now. That's really interesting because a lot of my clients actually say, how long does it take me before I get the maximum from my meditation?
That's a great question. And
I think that's a catch-22 question. Because they always say if you're not meditating, you should meditate at least an hour a day. So Frank, share with us, how long for you did it take to be able to sort of like flick that switch? Was it a correlation of eating good first, meditating first, then being in a state to receive good food? Which came first for you?
I have to admit, I really started very early eating healthy. And then I discovered the meditation. So the food came first, then came the meditation. But I realized in the beginning that it really took me, I would say, maybe 10, 15 minutes to get into a state where I calm down my body, where I'm focused on my breathing, and where I'm looking inwards, where I'm really no longer attached to the outside world. But now I would say I can do this, and everybody, there's actually a cool exercise I use to train myself to do this, because when you wake up, you're in that state, in this meditative state. So what you do is, this is referring to the Silva method by Jose Silva, and he's a parapsychologist and a natural healer, and it works. I tested it myself, and it really does work. So when you wake up, you start counting down from 100, and you reduce every day, you reduce this by 5. So the first day you start from 100, the next day you start from 95, the next day you start from 90. If you're new to this, you could also reduce by 2 or even by 1 and then go lower every day. That might be a good way to start. Later you can increase that number then. And you have to do this immediately after you wake up, because then you're in that state. And to get back into that state, your body gets trained to go into that state while you're counting. So when I do my meditation now, I just start counting, and I start counting from 15 seconds downwards. You can train yourself being in that state within a short period of time now. And there's another big advantage here. While you're counting down, your mental chatter ceases completely. So you're completely focused on this counting. You can find all this information on silvamethod.com.
And last but not least, and least but not last, we do all need some spare time for ourselves. And that could be a creative hobby. It could be that you want to read a book from cover to cover.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It could mean that you'd like to practice some needlecraft because you're being creative in your spare time. And this is all about you losing yourself in a therapy like needlecraft. You could be crocheting, you could be knitting. Maybe there's something that you've created in your spare time as well that, guess what, and I'm guilty of this, you've never managed to finish. Now, if that is something that you've got hanging around and you want to go and look for it in a cupboard and finish it and be able to say, wow, I've finished it, look, I have done it, that in itself is a big achievement which makes us feel good. But the other time for yourself, and it may be winter, but if you could wrap up nice and warmly and still go for a walk in the elements, even if it's cold, it still makes you feel alive because you're tingling, you're exercising, you're moving. The worst thing we can actually do is stay in bed for hours if we've got that freedom to do so, because that is actually going to slow the body down and make it more difficult for you. You're going to feel tired, but then when you try and sleep, you can't sleep. And another remedy my grandmother used to give me, even in the midwinter, was to have some lavender in the bedroom.
Beautiful.
It is a relaxant. And the other thing is you may want to introduce something really nice smelling to your laundry. Now, for me, I love a bed that's freshly made. And at the moment, I'm snugly wrapped up in flannelette sheets. But they are infused in a cupboard with some essential oils. So when I get them out, or even if I iron them, my room is full of the scented oils. The other beautiful thing is have some candles around your bath.
Yeah.
And just luxuriate in a beautiful warm bath with some lovely music in the background. Maybe if you want to do some of the uplifting, whatever you do, don't meditate in a bath in case you fall asleep. But anything that just helps you feel a little bit better and connected with yourself really does at this time of year make you feel better. So spare time for you could encapsulate any of those things. And maybe as I'm speaking, you think of something for yourself and you think, yeah, I could do that. That would be cool for me.
That was awesome.
I was just thinking of things I do.
I want to share something else and add to what you just said, Jill, because I loved it. We both have a job where we are sitting a long time of the day, right? Mm-hmm. And this is not good for our body.
No.
We both know that.
Yeah.
So we take time to go out into nature and always connect with nature, even if the weather is not really the best and it's cold and rainy and snowy. But I also treated myself with a rowing machine here, so I can do my exercise with that rowing machine to help my body get energized. And I chose to do this to improve my circulation and improve my flexibility. And I can already notice a difference. And on top of that, I'm more energized a day because I do this after I woke up. 25 minutes. It's awesome. I love it.
Another thing, some of you may already be a member of a Tai Chi organization or a Tai Chi club, or yoga, or even Pilates, because us ladies actually know that if we walk into a gym at this time of year and other people who've been there all year are of a certain shape and a certain tonality, and we sometimes aren't, so we're very conscious of it. So the other thing that you can do is also some gentle stretching when you wake up if you want to too. I find this is quite invaluable because I do suffer myself from sciatica and I'm seated a lot of the time. And it has caused me great problems. But I was at my gym at the weekend. There's new yoga classes, there's new Pilates, there's swimming, of course, which is ideal.
Yeah.
It just depends how much time you've got. But if you haven't got a lot of time, so many things on YouTube that you can do some gentle stretching to get your body eased in. And maybe then you can increase your exercise regime as the year goes on. But yeah, I think some great things here because they're already making me feel better. And I'm looking out at so much darkness right now because it is nighttime here. But yeah, I think we all need a little bit of help and we all need to know this isn't going to continue. It is seasonal. But I think there's a big thing that we need to finish with, Frank, and that is gratitude.
We cannot do this without gratitude. This is absolutely essential. We start our day with gratitude and we end our day with gratitude, and we also journal our gratitude journal. And gratitude always takes you to a place where you feel euphoric, where you feel uplifted. And when you are doing your gratitude, you cannot get depressed because these two states cannot coexist with each other. And there is a saying that says, don't count your blessings, make your blessings count. What this does is also, you will attract more of what you count as your blessings into your life. And these energies you're sending out, the universe already takes care of that. And gratitude makes you feel good. I feel amazing after doing my gratitude.
And if you're not sure of that, I know a lot of our wonderful subscribers and listeners are very avid followers of Abraham Hicks' there is a certain daily, early morning gratitude she does. And if you want to go and find that on YouTube, it's absolutely brilliant to wake up to, because it does make you feel so much better. It's not that long. So if you want to do it while you're perhaps having a shave, or if you want to do it while you're putting your makeup on, it certainly gives you a better focus for your day. But gratitude should be the biggest thing that you come back to if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling alone, if there's not much energy in your body. Rest where you're resting. Feel the pillow under your head. Feel the warmth of your bed. Feel the comfort of your chair. Wrap your hands around the mug of hot coffee that you're drinking and wallow in it for a few minutes and feel, I'm grateful for this because this is what I need at this moment in time. So go to gratitude whenever you are feeling slightly out of alignment. It will serve you well, we promise you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So guys, this has been a full-on share, and it's like Frank and I are getting back into the mode of wanting to serve you guys, being grateful for being here. And we're ever grateful for the facilities that can bring us near to you, because that's where we belong and that's where we feel most at home as well.
This is where our heart is, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So for me, I'm going to wish you love, peace and blessings. And we're going to be back with a variety of things this year. Lots of new exciting things that we're going to introduce as well. So I wish you all the best. Have a fantastic week. And it's Jill signing out. See you guys all soon next week. Bye for now.
Awesome. Speaking of gratitude, I also want to add something here. Gratitude always takes you back into the now. And this is where your power is. This is where your higher power is. So take that into this week and be present with everyone around you, with yourself, and you will see the difference immediately. We promise you that. So for me, this is also, I'm gonna send out love, gratitude, and so much light to each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back next week. This is Frank and Jill signing out from where your safe zone for discovering your true self is created. And as we always say, spread the love, because this is what it's all about, especially nowadays. Bye for now.